Now, this is a new writer that I had never seen before over at the Grayzone by the name of Kit Klarenberg. And he did a wonderful expose showing that Bellingcat is funded by the US and UK intelligence contractors that aided extremists in Syria. Surprise, surprise. And this is finding the money, follow the money, see what's happening. All right, and now the media consortium has obtained access to high-tech satellites capable of capturing 50-centimeter resolution imagery of any place on Earth. It's time to place those connections under a microscope. So, exploring the relationship between Bellingcat and centers of imperial power. And again, I think Bellingcat is a real organization. They consider themselves to be like a news organization, and actually TYT is a big fan of Bellingcat, apparently, as is the intelligence community. So same element. Now, they claim that they are completely independent as a news organization, but all of these, here, its founder, Elliot Higgins, who, by the way, has blocked me on Twitter, so he probably will not see this, received privileged, slanted information from extremist sources within Syria, and that his organization's media operations have been conducted in concert with these elements. His recent history of promoting ISIS's top Twitter propagandists raises further serious questions about Bellingcat's reliance on Salafi jihadist elements in Syria. Yeah, and here you go. Alan McLeod has exposed in detail Bellingcat's deep and cohering ties to the Western National Security State. And again, Alan McLeod is in the top 10. He's in the All-Star team. He's just incredible. He writes for Min-Press News. He writes for Fair. Let's boot the troll.
No, all of them.
Cool. Nonetheless, mainstream reporters have continued to peddle the fiction that Bellingcat is independent and not in receipt of any funding from the state. The Times of London, for example, has falsely asserted the organization wisely refuses money from governments. Absolutely untrue. It says that it doesn't solicit or accept funding directly from any national government, right, but can solicit from NGOs or intergovernmental organizations or institutions and distributed by a private foundation that accepts government funds. Right. So they raked in €100,000 from Sandstorm BV, a Dutch shell company established by Joseph Pierre, who's the energy mogul that chairs Bellingcat's supervisory board. It's just, they're funneling big money again. As the Grayzone is documented, they also conduct U.S. government-funded intelligence destabilization operations the world over. Subscribe to the Grayzone, please. As Max Blumenthal revealed, Bellingcat was dispatched under the Open Information Partnership's auspices to North Macedonia. Nice. At the UK, foreign offices expressed request to respond to the country's 2019 elections, which pitted a pro-NATO, pro-EU candidate against a pro-Russian one. Bellingcat is absolutely problematic, okay? And then there was this BBC documentary that exposed the ASI scandal in Syria. This had to do with the white helmets. Please read this article, go through it, support. And I ended up following this writer, Kit. What's his name? We'll go back up to the top at the end. Kit Klarenberg is his name. ASI tolerated human rights abuses, Al-Qaeda militants in the Syria program. One document forecasted a medium risk of equipment and money being lost to armed actors, noting jihadist groups would have done that in the past, and the practice was likely to reoccur. I mean, this is really damning stuff. Very long. But please, go through it. talking about the false, the tweet deleted by Elliot Higgins proves some serious manipulation of the chlorine cylinder. I remember this was the subject heavily of the Vosh debate with Hinkle. Were these specific tweets
couldn't
and this
possibly move
canister?
these canisters. Yeah. The helicopters.
What about the helicopters? But the helicopters, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
again, please go to the Gray Zone, subscribe to the Gray Zone. I am a patron of them. I'm a supporter, fan of Max Blumenthal, fan of all of them. Benjamin Norton, Aaron Mate, Anya Parampil. They're one of the cornerstones of independent left news, for sure. Kate Klarenberg is an investigative journalist. Again, young guy. First article I've seen with him inside the... Thank you. Yeah, TYT is pushing, absolutely. Bellingcat, White Helmets, Zinc Network. 100%.
Yeah.